So, hello everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible. Let me know if anybody has any difficulty in that. Okay, so basically, uh, just to say it is VARC Test 1, Session 1 for, the CAT 2021 classes. Nonetheless, the course content, or if you say whatever we'll be doing here, it's not much different from what we did for CAT 2020. Just that since I have the pleasure of being here when we're just starting off for the CAT preparation, so the good thing will be I can guide you all along the line, as in it'll be like okay, I can be there for the entire journey from the very basics. So that's why today itself we'll be starting with the basics. I'll let you know the split of the class. This is going to be a daily class, so welcome there, and please let me know in the chat section who all are there. So with that, good evening everybody. I'm Siddhi Bangard. I did my MBA in HR from XLRI Jamshedpur, and I have 3 years of teaching and mentoring experience. I cleared ZAT blah 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 all of these exams all in 2016 when I went for my MBA. And this is the Telegram link which is here, which you can join to stay updated about the classes. And this is the Unacademy profile link where you can follow me so that you are updated about my classes both on the Unacademy as well as the YouTube platform. Now, going further, so for the benefit of everyone, two courses have already taught. One is the static GK content, for instance, geography, history, polity, all those parts which remain static. I have a complete course on that on the what do you say, plus courses which I had taken far back in November and December. So this course here is already there. Please check it out. It will help you for any MBA exam, whether upcoming this year or the coming year. This is a very nice course. Another course is about the basics of grammar. So all those basics of grammar have also been covered in the plus course on Unacademy. Now, with that, the name of the course is Crash Course on Grammar. Now, we have a couple of upcoming courses in January. So, one is starting on January 4, another one is starting on January 5. They are all CAT 2021 batches. One is the weekday batch or the evening batch, and the other one is the GD VAT PI batches. So, you can use my code SBUS to get a 10% off to be a part of these batches. And we're also having a quiz competition where you can win like really great vouchers from Amazon. So the code is SBUS again to unlock the Unacademy combat thing. And finally, the iconic CLAT has been launched on 28 December. So you get a personal mentor. That person analyzes your reports and tests and tells you where you're lacking in your preparation. And all these people are from the top IIMs or the top B schools. So we also have ask it out feature. You can use it to, click on questions, highlight the questions and then send. So our teachers are there online and they'll, help you out with the solution. With that, the agenda for today is, can I please know who all are there in the class? Kaun hai? The agenda for today is we'll do RCs, we'll do para jumbles, we'll do summaries and basics. This part I'll let you know. So basically RC, para jumbles and summaries CAT 2021 के course में यही तीन basic चीजें हैं. Basics means see, it's a test series kind of thing, but we'll get back to telling you the basics, like how to approach the vocab part, how to approach the grammar part, how to actually solve the para jumble. So I'll split the sessions into two. One will be, we'll be doing the VRC exercises, RC's para jumble summary. Another one, the next session will be on the basics, and then we'll repeat thereon and thereins. So let's start. And of course, you can use my code SBUS to get a 10% off on the Unacademy Plus subscriptions. For 12 months, it's 15,750. For 24 months, it's 18,900. With that, let's start with the first question. I'll give you 1.5 minutes to read and to answer this. So whoever is watching, you can please answer. These are the summary questions. And please let me know who all are there watching the session. कौन कौन लोग हैं, क्या चल रहा है? Last 45 seconds and then I'll discuss the answer for this one. All right, so I'm not seeing any replies here, but nonetheless, I'll discuss the answers. So the passage is about actually IMF, and summary questions are like the favorite of CAT. So you have only 3 types of questions when it comes to CAT. You have summaries, you have parajumbles, and you have RCs. So this passage is about, IMF pointing out that the fast growing economies of Asia, they will fall into the middle income trap. That means they'll grow to a certain point, and then post which they'll stop, the numbers of their incomes will actually stop increasing and they will not be commensurate with what is there in the West. So, and that the reason they have mentioned here is because they don't have proper infrastructure, they have weak institutions. That means whatever institutions you have, whether it is administrative or otherwise, for example educational, or say CBI or police forces, they're all very weak. They really don't have a lot of power and manpower to actually, address the inequalities in our country. So because of that, the productivity will actually start going down, and hence they will be trapped in that middle income trap and will never have the income rising above that. So if we have to say that what is the most logical, rational or critical inference from the above passage, it will be option number A. Why? So there we can't say that falling into middle income trap is a general characteristic of fast growing economies. No, because they have never in the passage talked about fast growing economies, and they are not saying it's a general characteristic. They are just saying that they face the risk. They've never said that there is a general characteristic. So option number B will not be the answer. Option number C, there is no hope at all. Obviously, when there are very blank, blanket statements, they're usually incorrect that there is no hope. They're just saying that the productivity declines and hence the middle income trap. So no. And last is, as regards economic growth of productivity, the performance of Asian economies is not satisfactory, which is nowhere mentioned here. So the best option that runs or that can actually go for this one is option number A. So with that, we'll move on to question number 2. Again, summary question, but it's related to R&D. The previous one was related to the growth in economy. This one is related to R&D. So you will have 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes to read and tell me an option, and then we'll discuss it. All right, last 45 seconds. All right, so for this one, the passage actually talks about why do we actually require innovation in R&D, and they mention about social inequality and the pressures created by rapid urbanization. They further add that actually if you have more innovation in R&D, you can bridge the gap between productivity in agriculture and the manufacturing sector. So they are saying that without proper R&D or without proper infrastructure doing for R&D, then it will be difficult for our firms or whatever manufacturing processes we have to absorb the knowledge which new R&D can bring in, or to innovate, or to actually further the research agenda. And inclusive innovation will actually help in reducing the cost of goods and services and create income, thereby creating a more equal society or egalitarian society. So innovation and R&D is the only way to reduce urban migration. The passage does not mention that. For option number B, every rapidly growing country needs to minimize the divergence. No, it has not written that. Every itself here makes the option wrong. We have to figure out the assumption that we can make from the passage, that okay, after reading this, this should be true. That is the assumption we are supposed to make. Option number D, rapid urbanization takes place only when a country's economic growth is rapid. Again, nowhere mentioned in the passage. So option C is the only probable answer that we have here. So option C is your answer. With that, let's move forward to question number 3. You have again 1.5 to 2 minutes. So let's start with this one. Last 45 seconds. All right, so time's up. As per this passage, basically, they are saying that, climate change is likely to expose people to certain environmental risks which might force them to migrate, right? And we are yet to actually recognize the extent of the problem, or, that people might now be, there might be a new category of migrants which are completely dependent upon, or the reason for them to become migrant is that there is a climate change. For example, in the city of Mumbai, which is composed of 7 islands. Now imagine if the seawater rises and 2 or 3 of the islands, they actually disappear, just like Indira Point did after the tsunami. So in that case, the people will have to migrate from there, and we actually yet to have to do something about such kind of people, that if people migrate in hordes, what are we going to do about them if the population from Mumbai migrates to other areas? In fact, this is something we saw very recently during the coronavirus crisis, that a lot of migrant people or a lot of laborers had to migrate in large numbers from Rajasthan, from other states to UP and Bihar back. So they are saying there is no consensus on the definition and status of climate refugees owing to the distinct meaning the term refugees carry under international laws. It's because the international law treats refugees as something else, people who are, affected by war and aggression. So we kind of don't recognize people who are affected by climate change as refugees. This is what the passage is trying to say, which actually the first 4 lines become a clear indicator of what our answer is going to be. So what is the most rational inference? What can you logically deduce from the above passage? When you actually talk about this, the world will not be able to cope with large scale migration. It is nowhere written in the passage. They're saying there will be migration, but will they be able to cope or not? We don't know. Okay? The second is we must find the ways and means to stop further climate change. It doesn't say that. It only talks about migration due to climate change. Climate change will be the most important reason for the migration of people in the future. Doesn't say so, again, that it will be the most important reason. That's why this one is incorrect. So obviously, the fourth option and the first 4 lines, that we still don't know. We don't have a definition for climate change refugees. We still, the international community still does not recognize this new category of migrants. And finally, since all the three options, other first three options cannot be related as a rational inference, therefore option number D, relation between climate change and migration, is not yet properly understood as your most appropriate answer. With that, let's move on to the passage. So I'll give you 1.5 minutes to read this page and then 1.5 minutes to read the next one, and then we'll discuss the answers. All right, I'm moving on to the next slide for this passage. If you haven't already taken a picture of this, please take a picture of this and then we'll move on to the next slide. So you will have 1.5 minutes to read the next slide. All right, so let's move on to the first question, and you have 45 seconds to answer this one, and then we'll move on to the next question. All right, so the answer to this one is actually option number C. Why am I saying C? Altricial. If you actually look back at the passage here, right? This one here. Mm, yes. Further, our offspring are born altricial, replacing reflex instinct with lessons drawn from experience and the accumulated wisdom of the tribe, channeled by only the most general of innate predisposition. This process takes a long time, during which our children are helpless as no others in the history of life on earth. Now, basically, what we are trying to say here is that our children are actually very vulnerable while they are growing up. So they are not fully mature, unlike the children of some other species. So they require constant care till the time of maturity. In fact, so much so that we have made our voting age or marriageable age to 18 years. That's why option number C. Juvenilization of appearance. Obviously, if it's a kid, they will have a juvenile appearance. Retention of childlike characteristics in mature member of species. No, we're just waiting for them to mature. Selfish doesn't make sense. So definitely option number C. Uh, with that, I'll actually close the session for today because I'll need more people to be here to answer. So with that, thank you and have a good day. So one or two people those who are watching, please let me know if it's okay for me to close the session. Or if you want me to continue, then I would want somebody to actually answer to whatever I'm speaking about.